Okay, people, same day, July 24th, 2016. And since I'm having to take over, I'm going to do it my way, which means I'm probably going to start painting. I was waiting for Jerry to finish it, so I'm going to start washing the wood because I want this shed to last. My landlady said, "Oh my God, you buying new wood?" And I'm like, yeah, well, because we want it to be good, right? You know? Right? I'm going to have proper roof, the shingles on it and everything, right? So it lasts for the whole time that this house stands, right? This was going to have to be replaced. Obviously, the cats are using it as a scratch cat. They're scratching on it, right? So whether I put something right over it or not, I'm not very good at cutting angles, but it is what it is. Like I said, I can't wait. And even if Jerry showed up, I don't have the money to pay him. So, you know, and there's nothing that I can give him. I already gave him some stuff last year, so, and he's moving. So maybe he's moved for all I know. So anyway, I'm going to dig out that gray paint. I'm going to look at it today. I'm going to start getting the rollers, the brushes. I'm going to spray, and since I'm spraying this down, I'll probably start spraying this down. And then as I'm spraying this down, getting it ready for paint, I'll quickly wash this out and gut this out, right? Now, you have to remember, people, my legs are wobbly. At some point today, I'm going to go get myself the weight scale, and I'm going to weigh myself so that you can see exactly how many fucking pounds I am. Because this is, you know what this is? This is white supremacy. This is institutional racism. This is what this is. This is the Ku Klux Klan showing up at my fucking doorstep, okay? Because they don't like the fact that I talk about how they treat a lot of minorities in this community in terms of Native American, First Nation peoples and homeless people and, you know, that type of thing, because they're too busy trying to sell these properties off right now currently for $1.2 fucking million to a bunch of foreign immigrants that can't speak English, that come and work in these hospitals and all these other places, Mickey Mousing around with the files so that they don't have to hire Canadian born people and pay them proper union wages. Right? A lot of union busting went on. That house for $1.2 million, I'm telling you, it's just about 5 houses down that way. And these neighbors, some of them sitting up in their houses thinking this shit's not going to happen to them. Right? If they stay quiet, the city won't notice them. Right? Their house, they can live in their house for a little while longer. Right? You know? Until they're forced out. Because this is being forced out. All right? You can't live a life. You rent a house, you own a house, you clear it out, unless, of course, you stay quiet and you be a snitch. If you're a fucking snitch, then if you drive the Hummers and you got the little grow-ups in the back, right, and you're polluting the community with your methamphetamine, then you get the green light, right? Right? Okay, so it's still July 24th, and before I start washing that shed and the playhouse there, I have to, you know, I'm working all the time, people. Doesn't matter, right? So anyway, when I took the blocks out from over there and I put them over here, I kind of made myself short, right? So I'm going to get this, fix these things, and pour some cement before the city starts harassing me out here again, right? Like, seriously, this is harassment, people. I'm going to call it for what it fucking is, all right? Okay, I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, so I'm not going to take all the credit. I didn't carry the bags of cement or stir it, but I did help. And obviously, I straightened them out to try and flatten them up as much as possible. Now I'm going into the back. Okay, and this is what the City of Surrey is punishing me for. This is a governmental problem where people don't have housing. Okay, this does not belong to me, people. If you notice, this pile is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so there's mattress number 1. Like I said, somebody in the neighborhood pointed out that the city doesn't mind these things laying around on these empty lots. Hold on. Okay, so now we're going to the second walnut tree, where I showed you that first mattress. There's a little walnut tree in there. We picked up a small bag. This one here is not as big as the one by the black walnut. Hold on. They chopped down all the blackberry bushes. There used to be a beautiful blackberry bush in here that I would make jam from. Andre noticed there's blackberries in there, but I guess blackberries is out of the question, blackberry jam, because I just don't have the time, people. I'm doing something else. Hold on a minute. Okay, and there's mattress number 2. There's the walnut trees. That's the one I just showed you. Nothing had dropped from there. If you notice, the mattress, like the lady was saying, they were taking out the big rocks for ornamental something somewhere else and whatever, but they didn't take out any of the garbage. Obviously, no complaints. Why are these mattresses being left out, people, on 2 separate properties? They say this property, for this particular one, is going to be gated off tomorrow. It wouldn't matter because Andre and I were just on the other property that apparently is gated, and there were people in there. Plus, you've seen the mattresses. Hold on, or the mattress. This is mattress number 2. Hold on. Oh, yes, and I'm picking up a few more of these only because I'm trying to teach my grandson how to, again, one, establish a hobby, be creative, right? So that, you know, he learns to be resourceful, use his critical think. This is perfect, people. This is perfect. Otherwise, it's just going to sit here and rot, right? There's a nice long one right here. Because, again, this is supposed to be gated off. Hold on a minute. To keep the homeless people out so that they can promote their daycare centers and their old folks' homes. Okay, tell your story.
Okay,
what are we going to make? What do you see?
So this was like a hammer.
So we're going to make a hammer with that one.
Yeah,
okay.
We're going to go like this.
Okay, we're gonna carve a hammer. Okay, what else? Hurry up.
We have a rocket thing.
Okay.
It goes like this.
Okay. And what's the other piece of wood that you...
It looks like a good...
So we're gonna... A Colt 45 or whatever, right? As you can see, this is what I'm bringing home right now.
Oh, I know what this was like.
What?
This was like a... I know what this was like. It was like a different rocket because...
A rocket launcher?
Yeah, it goes like this.
Okay, hold on then. Okay, so Andre is on the old English walnut tree. He loves this tree, people. When we first started coming here 2 years ago, he was so scared to walk through the grass, and now he can't wait. And he says it looks more like a desert now since they cut down all the trees.
No, it was like a desert because it's so hot.
Because they cut down all the trees, and it kind of made it look barren, where before it looked more like a forest. So anyway, I encourage him to plant a walnut grove when he gets older, right? This is one of the reasons I do this stuff, people, so that he has these lasting memories, right? And he won't be afraid to be creative, resourceful, and productive, right? And perhaps maybe even one day plant a walnut grove. Andre's walnut art, right? Hold on. Okay, so what are we doing, Andre?
We're measuring this tree.
That, which is the white oak, right?
Yep.
So it's the white oak. White oak is at least 72, 73 inches, right around. I guess if you went to the bottom, you'd be pushing at 72, 73, 74 inches. Okay, people. We wear helmets when we're out there. Anyway, as you can see, I obviously don't get any time to be working on Uncle John's paperwork, right? So, you know, again, this is gang stalking. This is like gaslighting. This is a distraction to keep me worn out, busy, stressed out, having panic attacks, feeling guilty for spending time with my grandson in terms of trying to teach him life skills, in terms of how to be creative, use critical thinking skills, you know, not be afraid to think outside of the box, and, you know, be resourceful and be, you know, just productive, and, you know, think about the environment, you know, think about the animals, the trees, you know, that type of thing. You get punished for it, people. You get punished for being creative. Like, honest to God, ever since I've been in this city, I don't know about other cities, but, you know, like, well, even, yeah, this city, for some reason, they just want to keep a thumb on you, right? They don't want somebody on YouTube talking about how old people are being corralled and treated like cattle in terms of like the housing market and what's propping up the healthcare system and the banking system and the public guardian and trustee, and just the immigrant population coming in, whether they're the non-union workers for non-union wages that don't complain and just follow the rules, and or they're the ones with all the money and just don't give a shit about anything or anybody and just want the property, and they sell you some song and dance about how they care about children and how they care about old people, but yet you can see through my videos how they actually care about people, whether they're old or young. It doesn't matter. It's not, we're nothing to them. That's not the agenda. The agenda is to build up the building. Hold on a minute. The agenda is to build these small square footage, get as many people as you can into so much square footage for the maximum dollar bang, right? No matter who they hurt, how they hurt them, what they hurt, what they destroy, what they kill off, that's not the priority. That is not the priority. And my videos speak loud and clear on that, and they don't want me talking about that stuff. They don't want me to be successful with anything, when it comes to competition, in terms of, going out and doing things in the community and having people like me, because I actually do care about them and their living conditions, and, whether there's cockroaches in those smaller, older buildings that they just let the people do whatever and come in and put, they spray Roundup on the grass so the kids come out first thing in the morning and go play in Roundup, and just so that it can appease the city, so the city can have nice flat grass with a cockroach infested building that even those poor people can't afford anymore, because what was $800 a month is now pushing on $1,200 to $1,300 a month for the same types of buildings. And these buildings that they're building for daycare and for elderly 55 and older for quality living, who's going to afford that? The only people that can afford that are the ones with the life insurance policies and the superannuations and the government pension plans. Other than that, nobody else is going to be able to afford it, and that's probably why they're building it, because they know that they have a surplus of baby boomers coming in, so you get the maximum dollar. But as soon as the baby boomer ends up in the hospital and they decide that they want that baby boomer's rest of their income, that baby boomer is gone. So anyway, this is what Andre and I got today between 3 trees. I will do these tonight. After this, I don't know how easy or hard it's going to get back to the trees, right? And then because they're cutting them down, they're actually starting to drop now. They're coming in full size, and they're dropping on their own, and they're just going to rot, people. They're just going to rot. That's all that's going to happen if I can't get in there and get them, right? And it just, it robs Andre of, instilling that, like, Andre, one day maybe you'll grow up and have a walnut grove, right? I mean, in the interior, they're cutting down all the apple trees to put in wine, grapes. They'd rather grow grapes for wine than grow apples, right? So a lot of our apples come from Washington versus from homegrown in the Kootenays, right? So, and I don't drink wine, so I don't really care about grapes very much, right? So I'm pretty depressed. I'm not feeling that great. As a matter of fact, I feel actually very sick. But now that I'm back from doing this with Andre, it's going on 7 o'clock. It's not as hot out there right now, and I'm just going to go outside and find an extension for my hose, and I'm just going to start washing Andre's playhouse. And I guess tomorrow I'm going to get up in the morning and just start working on his shed by myself. Alright? But for anyone that's got critical thinking skills, I mean, it's pretty apparent to see what's going on. Right? And then, of course, the gang stalking is still occurring, people. That hasn't changed. It picked up when I called them out on it in GMOI. You can see stirred up the bee's nest. But, you know, this is, again, Fraser Health, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, right? They're the ones that started the process, people, because of Uncle John. And I've explained very clearly as to what's going on. Again, ombudsman, it's been reported with the ombudsman, people, that, thousands of families have filed complaints with them being forced out of a loved one's life as they, Fraser Health and Public Guardian Trustee and these local banks are taking over the assets of old people, making them sell their houses so that they can profiteer off of this housing market that's being gouged by particular realtors that are selling the same house 3 to 5 times a year with more and more money, right? Andre, stop playing with the door. Right? And they don't want it to get out in the public. So needless to say, my channel is very highly censored. Right? It's buried. I don't get a lot of views, people. I really don't. And the views that I get are probably the people that don't want, what am I doing here? I did that one already. That don't want this information to get out. Right? Who wants to be held accountable for trafficking of human beings, modern day slavery, and corporate corruption? Andre, stop playing with that. Right? Nobody wants to be held accountable for that. It's too much money involved. Right? If you're a nice person, this is what happens. If you're a bad person, you get rewarded for it. Okay, it just gets better and better, people. Before I go outside and start washing to get ready for the paint that was given to me specifically, my neighbor specifically gave me that paint. Okay? Because they knew I was working in the yard. July 24th, which is today, this afternoon, from this Cassidy, which is, who knows, Judy is still going on about being blind and her rotting teeth. Since she is on welfare in Canada, she gets full health benefits for free. That's bullshit, people. That's bullshit. I told you, I went to a dentist. They wouldn't touch it. They referred me to a specialist. I discussed it with John. We decided to pay down a couple of smaller bills, get into 2015, and then work on everybody's teeth. Right? Because there's only so much income in the house. And when they kicked out my daughter in 2012 and took my grandson, they practically bankrupted this house because I had to go into debt to try and fight for him because I didn't qualify for a lawyer. Plus, my debt load went up when I took on the burden of looking after Joan for 4 to 5 years by moving into this house to accommodate her needs. Otherwise, John and I and the kids would have never moved into this house. We moved in because of Joan, to give Joan a sense of normality before she ended up in a care facility because of her illness, right? In terms of health care, why would I want to go to any facility at any point considering what is going on? In addition to, I have been so busy, so stressed out, I haven't done my taxes. So therefore, I don't qualify for anything because I'm not covered for medical. As a matter of fact, I have to pay for medical. Not that I would want to go see anybody. because I don't get quality health care because they don't get full payment by seeing me. And most of these caregivers, you know, you go to these clinics or whatever, in terms of like dental or whatever, they either flat out refuse to see you because you're on social assistance and they don't want to deal with you. Or when you go see them, because they're not getting full payment, you don't necessarily get proper treatment. Or good, like I said, I went to the dentist, she did something, 3 months, it felt okay. After that, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse to where it is now. And it's just on that one side where she did the filling. Obviously, there's something wrong with the filling. It developed a pocket, and then the pocket, it just got worse to the point where it is right now, because I don't have money to go see a specialist, whether I qualify for it because I've done my taxes or not, right? Sure, I get basic prescriptions, right? But put these eye drops into my eyes and then my nose turns into a fucking river. I get pressure in my eyes because they're poking at my eyes all the time. My eyes aren't getting better. Andre doesn't qualify for dental. Andre gets no prescriptions. He gets nothing. I can't sign him up with me. I can't sign him up with his own plan. Nothing. And, oh wait, she can go to any dentist to get her teeth fixed for free. That's bullshit. Bullshit, people. Bullshit. They won't touch it. They are afraid to pull it. They want me to see a specialist. I can't afford $160 for a consultation. Never mind, make the commitment to pay for every other visit thereafter until they can correct whatever the first dentist did. Andre, please.
No, come on, let's go out.
And she has had her eyes checked and told she needs surgery. Oh yeah, if I was to go to an eye doctor right now, they would tell me for the 10th time that I need to be going to emergency because my pressure is probably at 50, people. 50 psi. It goes between 40 and 50, right? She is out, but she is not interested in why would I want to go for surgery? Anywhere. Why? Look what happened to Uncle John. He went to the hospital, became brain dead, mentally whatever, doped him up and whisked him off and hid him away, and I'm getting gang stalked and my yard's being stalked, right? I got the city stalking me, but she is not interested in taking care of her health. Bullshit. Bullshit. I work outside, I exercise, I'm probably stronger than this person, even though I feel like crap, right? Health, because she will have less things to complain about. No, people, I'm in this yard all the time because I'm trying to make this house still, after all these years, a home. Okay? I'm getting there. Hold on a minute. But she is not interested in taking care of her health. Like I said, I exercise every day. I exercise so much, people, that my body is constantly sore, and I'm on the verge of exhaustion, right? But I'm probably still stronger than this bitch here, right? Okay? Because she will have less things to complain about. No, I tell you how I feel. These are the conditions I work under. Also, not getting her vision fixed gives her an excuse to stay on welfare. Okay. She says she can't work on any jobs that deal with computers because of her vision. But magically, her eyesight is good enough to spend hours every day on her home computer. I'm watching her staring at her computer screen right now, pointing things out to us. Oh, I'm not completely blind yet, people, but it can happen in an instant with the type of glaucoma that I have. Right? Seriously. For some reason, though, the doctor said she doesn't understand how I can manage with such high pressure. But she has warned me that at any moment, it can just snap. Right? It's called curtain something. I don't know what it is. Come on, Judy. You can see just fine. Also, you say that the prescription glasses you got give you a headache. No, I said they didn't work, people. I can't use them. I tried using them and they made me off balance, and I just don't use them. But Judy, you have to wear new glasses constantly for about 2 weeks to allow your eyes to adjust. Yeah, okay, sure. As I bumble around in the house and fall and severely hurt myself. I don't know. there is no helping Judy. Train wreck in progress. Well, I wonder why. There's their ad, people. And then she's not satisfied with that. She's got to come back in and say some more. Judy is still going on about being blind, and she posted it twice. Anyway, thank you very much, Fraser Health Authority, and thank you very much, CIBC Bank, Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, and even the City of Surrey, because the City of Surrey were never supportive about this park fence that I did, never supportive about any donations that I did for the school in terms of like baseball mitts and that type of stuff. They don't care about the animals in the neighborhood. They sure in the hell don't care about the fucking trees. This bullshit about housing old people and having a daycare on the bottom, that's just propaganda, people. That's just something to make the public think that they're building up the community and making it affordable for the most vulnerable, which is a bunch of crock, because all you have to do is look at those mattresses in those properties and ask yourself why the city is allowing them to stay there with all these sick, homeless individuals that are being sexually exploited under mind control. Under mind control, being sexually exploited through the use of these terrible, terrible drugs that are killing them, destroying their families, destroying their children, just so that they can make it easy to flush out us poorer people from our rental housing, or even some of these homeowners to put the houses up for sale so they can make their $1.5 million off a piece of property that is worth no more than $400,000, and the house itself less than $125,000. Seriously. And that's combined. Okay? Because that's all the mayor cares about, and that's all these city councils. And as for these workers, they're just looking to bank their superannuations, because they're government employees, even though they're municipality, they're still banking their superannuations, they're still banking their pension plans, they're still banking their health benefits, they're still banking their increases in their wages through inflation every year, right? They're banking their dental plans, because they work for an extension of the government. Okay, people? See it for what it is. This is a distraction. This is a distraction away from the corrupt politics that are exploiting the most vulnerable in our society, whether they're actually abusing them like they're abusing my family, like they abused Uncle John, like they abused my daughter, like they abused my kids, like they abused my grandson, like they continuously to abuse me, or my dad, my stepdad, or when they come with their propaganda and they talk about how they're building housing for the elderly, only those ones that have the superannuations that are well enough to be able to pay for that. But as soon as they get to the point where these people think that they can put a lock and key on them and lock them away into these care homes, little AKA mini prisons, and then take over their assets and push out their loved ones, the ones that they want to be with, the families that these old people want to be with, just so they can control those assets. This is what I'm up against. This is why the shit comes back to me harder and harder and harder, okay? Because they don't want people talking about it. And this is why my YouTube channel is being censored and I don't get that many views, because internally something is tweaking the system. Because if you notice, this is allowed to continue, even though I requested the owner of this, Alice Wright, to remove this thread. She has absolutely no right to capitalize off of a federal trademark name, an international federal trademark name to boot. But she is. So, crime of the century. You're not allowed to use your yard for nothing these days. Serious. Anyway, I took out the stuff from in there. I'm going to have to build up a little floor. Right, so before I do that, I guess I'm going to wash it. That's what I'm going to do now. That doesn't require a lot of energy. I'm telling you, people, I'm out here like every day. I don't ever go out anywhere. I don't go to the doctors. I don't do anything. I'm basically in my yard for the most part. And then I go inside, I do a bit of laundry. Obviously, I cook. I keep up with my dishes. Right? You know, try and tidy up, sweep the floor, whatever. Obviously, I've been a little more busy because those people, like I said, they liquidated their whole house. Right? Okay. Well, this is going to cost $9,000 to check out. Because you're not allowed to use your yard anymore. That's not what the purpose of a yard is. The purpose of a yard is to make it look nice so you can be evicted from your house and become homeless, go sleep on a dirty mattress, right? So other people can profiteer off of your misery, basically. And again, why would they put hazardous material in here, people? Like, seriously. Are they trying to set me up so that they can suggest that I have chemicals out here and I'm the one running the meth lab in the neighborhood? Right? Like, what the fuck, man? Right? Very suggestive, don't you think? Is that how they justify their harassment? By listing things? Oh, are they going to say it's just a copy and paste? It's just a standard form? Right? Standard form, right? So, as you can see, I started washing it. These people over here, they're choked because I wouldn't sell them this, right? I'm cutting down a little bit. These berries are awful. This is one reason why everything gets so gritty on top of just the elements in the weather, right? This back here is shingles, right? For the roof. I bought the tarp. I paid like $40 for the tarp. The tar paper or whatever it's called. I'll probably have to get a couple more packs of shingles. Jerry said just do the roof proper all at one time, right? So I guess I'll have to do the roof too, right? But first I have to come up with a couple more packs of shingles. Still have to wash this side, wash the roof. Again, do you see this morning glory, people? This wasn't even pulled out, what? Not even less than a month ago. And look how it's coming back. This is what the whole yard was like. Full of morning glory and weeds. And you can see how fast it keeps growing. These bricks here, I have to make a subfloor for in there. Jerry leveled it out. As you can see, there's a pallet underneath there, right? But, you know, you got to think about rats, right? So I'm going to take all those bricks or broken whatever and just stick them underneath in here to fill it up a little bit, because otherwise the rats, they make nests, right? Because this is what happened when I had it in the front and I moved it eventually, right? Because they were doing that pipe, and in underneath the subfloor there was a nest. So that's how I know, right? See, I'm going to start putting the bricks in there. Right, and then I have to make some kind of a level it off here. Right, put a floor in here. Right, and then I'll have to cover this up a little bit with a screen or something, because these pine needles, everything is falling through, right? And then back here, you know, this is subflooring for in here, right? I guess that's what I'll be doing, you'll see. And I'll be using this miscellaneous wood for flower boxes or whatever, right? Okay, so anyway, it's getting dark. You can see, well, kind of see. I'll show you tomorrow. You can see I'm putting those, what it was is when they broke that pipe, that's when they had to anyway, this is the bathroom floor when they were chiseling the cement out. This way the rats, they don't like to nest in this stuff, right? And just so, ending on this note, people, these city bylaw officers and stuff, they're worse than military state. Serious, this is Agenda 30, Agenda 21, right? Depopulation. You know, keep them stressed out, right? Get them down into their 400 square foot condos.